Welcome to the Pixelberry Choices podcast, and today we're going to be talking about Immortal Desire pre-finale chapter 15, and what a chapter that was. Let's get into it. Before we get into that, where I'm from, so we had a festival, so for almost 1 week last week, so I couldn't really get the time, and also after that, shortly after that, I got sick. I'm still recovering, so I couldn't reply to your comments on YouTube. So don't worry, I'll get back to them, and also I have some pending videos. I will bring them throughout this week and next week. Rest assured, I'll cover everything up. All right, so let's get into the pre-finale chapter of Immortal Desire. In the last chapter we saw, we have managed to take the creations out. They were powerful, but we do us. But then the Supreme One, the creator of all, he comes on, and a white blast of light comes, and we all just get down. So our vision was clearing, and we see the creator. He just sends few more blasts, and then the vampires are getting weaker, and he's basically wiping out the vampire population of Crimson Beach. And we'll also see the tree. He's also sucking power from the tree. We will see something that we never expected. Lewin and Astoria, what could might be one of the best moments in this book, where they actually showed why they're coven leaders, because before that they were just trying to save themselves by putting the lives of their coven members and other humans at risk. But for the first time, what could be the greatest example of a bravery shown by them, Astoria and Lewin, even though they're weaker, they go against the Supreme One, the Creator, even though they don't stand a chance. That's what it seemed like, because the Supreme One didn't even need to break a sweat to just basically, like a mosquito, he just flicked them away, like swatted them away, like they were nothing. Two of the most ferocious beasts, vampires of Crimson Beach, are lying down. So we think that we have to go away, but then they rise again and they say that all the vampires should leave. It's up to them to save their coven, their place, and they will fight, and they can take the Supreme One, they think. So Cass is not ready to go, but Gabe and our main characters say that we need to have a plan. So we go from there to school building, all the injured vampires. We take them there, and we see that there is a lot of them, and we see some of the Venendis, some of the Clements, some of our old friends, some frenemies. So here's in a diamond scene we can do. We can feed them our blood, and it's a pretty risky thing, because giving them our blood will basically drown our energy. But in a diamond scene we can do that. So first with Cass, Cass will on her wrist she will bite, or she or he, and then the blood we can feed to her or his, Cass's Clement friends, and Cass will make sure that Margot was that she didn't drink much of it, or others. And then we will go to tend to the Venendis, and Gabe will also bite on our wrist, making a wound where blood will be pouring out. And I think Harrison, the friendly Venendi, will drink from us, and again Gabriella will make sure that he doesn't drink too much, and we will go around helping them. Cass and Gabe would be worried first, because if we lose too much blood, that'll be bad. And then we see two coven leaders coming in with their coven mate, and we also need to feed them. And at one point, they would be feeding too much from us, and all the blood will be draining out from our body. But then Cass and Gabe will come in and save us. So we'll be losing a lot of blood, but we will give some energy to the defeated vampires or injured vampires, so they can fight with more energy. Even we could have saved their lives. So then we will drink something. Cass and Gabe with them will spend a nice time, showing our strength. And we will be thinking like how to get over this, how to defeat this creator. So we will remember that loophole. Remember that we need to trick this creator into drinking a vampire blood. But how that happened? So our main character thinks that the main character could be a good bait for this. Cass and Gabe don't agree, so that our mom is gonna be absolutely pissed at this. They promised her mom that they will keep us safe and this could go anywhere. We could die. So this was a very emotional chapter. We even call our mom, and I personally chose not to say what we're gonna do, so we'll be lying to our mom when it mattered the most. Let me know what you guys did, and does it have any consequences in this chapter? I don't think there is, but in the next chapter there could be. So then we can really get our plan on the road. So what we're gonna do is say that first we're gonna inject ourselves with some vampire blood in our veins, and that is highly risky. And this could go either way. Like before we even go to the creator, we can die because of the vampire blood, or anything can happen. So Cass and Gabe, they try to warn us, but we have made up our mind. We want to protect Cass and Gabe. We want to protect our mom. We want to protect Crimson Beach, and this is the bait we have to take. This is the risk we have to take. So then we go inside the science lab. We take a syringe. We get some blood out, either of Gabe or Cass. We'll get to choose, and we get the blood inside our vein. This is a different feeling. So our senses were numbing. We couldn't even walk. And then the other one, whose blood we didn't take, they will give us some blood, like drinking, so that we can get the vampire abilities also. So we take this plan, and then before we go and go along with this plan, you also have an opportunity to say a final goodbye, what could be a final goodbye, and a confession of love to either Gabe or Cass or both of them. And that would be a really, really emotional moment saying them to that. So full praise to choices for this chapter. The last chapter and this chapter, they have been probably one of the best chapters of Immortal Desire. I mean, at one point, I was literally crying. Like, I don't know the last book I had this much emotion. Like, this was a really interesting chapter. I think it was Wake the Dead when it really, like, I felt like I was a sobbing mess. Because, like, and from the very start, with everyone dying and everything. And yes, Seth will also be injured. So at one point, I thought, like, something could happen to him. But thank God, nothing happened to him. So but let me know if any other casualties were there. If you don't take the dimensions, if you don't help the vampires, like, does anyone die? Does anything happen? Anything crucial? Let me know in the comments. But oh boy, what a chapter this was. I mean, when I'm recording this, I'm still processing. This was an emotional chapter. Then we go out, Cass and Gabe, they lead us outside, and then we say that you stay away, otherwise the creator will learn the plan. And we go to the creator, we basically urge him on, we basically spur him on, we use our bait, and creator says that we're not a common human being, but this time he will drink our blood because he can smell that we were the one who slayed his creations. So he gets really angry, and we spur him on. And then he comes in and bites us, angry, ferocious marks. And the way he bites our vein, muscle, everything gets torn apart. And there was a description of this quote: "This is nothing like what you have watched in movies and books you've read." So that was quite interesting. So this was ferocious, and our senses were dimming, and the plan seemed to fail. That the vampire blood, and inside our body also, the vampire blood and the vein blood, so two bloods we have in our body at the moment: the injected vampire blood, and like the drunk that we also we had drunk one of the vampire's blood. So both bloods are taking effect on our body, and this will be a horrible situation. We thought that we're gonna be defeated, and we're gonna let everyone down. But then suddenly the creator flinches away, and the poison taking effect, and he just literally can't, he's choking, and the effect, like, something's wrong. The toxin in his body was taking effect, and then we get away from him. We were also weak, but then in a diamond scene we'll see that the energy leaving his body, and the energy that he sucked from the tree, and we can channel that energy through our body, and we can have a final word with creation, and we can tell him, I chose to tell him to not mess with my main character, and we can also tell him like what could have been, like if he didn't choose the revenge, he could have settled down for I don't know, like ruling with the people who admired him or followed him. So we have this conversation, and finally he turns into ashes, and we claim victory. And then, after the energy leaves our body, we feel lightheaded and we drop down. Cass and Gabe, we see they're there. I know they're trying to reach out to us. Our vision goes blur and then dark, and we could still hear Cass and Gabe, and we think that even if it is our final moment, we're glad that we have managed to, like what the creator was trying to say in his final moment, that yeah, the creator is dying, but our main character is also going to die. So we say that we don't care if we're dying, because we're dying with the satisfaction that we have managed to stop a brutal force like him that could have wiped out not just Crimson Beach, but all the human and vampire population in this whole area anywhere. So we just happy that we have managed to get success. We have wiped out the villain, the ferocious creator who was looking unstoppable, and we are now, even we have lost our consciousness. We have Gabe and Cass with us, and they're tending to us. So we are in either Gabe or Cass's lap, or with both of them. So with the satisfaction, our senses go dull, everything blackens, and what's going to happen in the next chapter? Are you going to be alive? Are you going to be dead? Like, what's going to happen? We don't know. Is the creator really dead? Or is he going to, like, again, wake up and bring one more blow in our path? I don't know what could happen. But this was an emotional chapter. Awesome. I just hope we had more time with the creator, getting to know him for real, actually, I don't know, just, feel, it felt like it was a bit too easy to defeat him. Yeah, that was an emotional roller coaster and everything, but the way we fought with the creator, I wanted a bit more fight with the creator, if that's what makes sense. But anyway, this is about this chapter. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. I'll see you with the finale chapter, which is going to be the most exciting finale. Let's see how it delivers. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, peace out.